Today I have a Nintendo Switch on my desk that refuses to charge. This is a super common occurrence on the latest handheld from Nintendo. The question is whether it's a damaged port or a fried charging chip. This one has a very good looking port. I don't believe the problem lies here, so we'll have to crack it open and see what's going on inside. There are 5 Phillips screws holding in the side rails. We only need to remove the center one from either side as they hold part of the back panel on. Next to the charging port there are 2 short screws. They are non-magnetized screws, meaning they are horrible and should have never been used. Up top there's another non-magnetic screw. For a company that used to own Love Hotels, they don't seem to know much about screwing things. If your kickstand hasn't broken off yet, you'll find an even smaller Phillips screw hiding below it. The 4 corners of the back panel are secured with longer, bigger tri-wing screws. You're unlikely to have this type of driver unless you repair consoles a lot, as not many other devices use them. The plastic back panel can be pulled away. It tends to get caught in the game card slot. Underneath, there's a metal back panel. 2 health bars on this one, huh? 6 more screws that hold the plate in need to be removed. These are actually magnetic. The micro SD card reader can be pulled up to disconnect it. The panel can then be lifted away. Thanks to Nintendo's overzealous application of thermal paste, it can be a bit stuck. A sub to the channel would be like disconnecting a battery. Pretty important. Now with the multimeter set to diode mode, I'll go through and test the components around the charging chip. I'm looking to see that at least one side of the component reads properly. Surprisingly, this one had no shorts. It read perfectly normal. That leaves only one thing that could be holding this up. I'll take an OEM replacement battery that I have on hand and connect it to the board. Perhaps the original cell is just too low to even take a charge through the device. Sure enough, it powers up right away. Off camera I tested the charging rate to ensure it was working properly. This repair just got a lot easier and a lot less fun. I'll disconnect this test battery and for some reason remove the foam on the original. This isn't necessary at all. I think I was just disappointed that there wouldn't be any soldering involved in this repair. The battery takes a nice bath in booze, a nickname for isopropyl alcohol. This will soften the gratuitous amount of adhesive Nintendo cemented this battery in with. After some sketchy prying and minimal bending, the battery can be lifted out of the housing. Once the battery is out and the alcohol evaporated, I'll add the correct amount of adhesive. Considering the battery is sandwiched in under 2 back panels, the tape really just keeps it from knocking around. The battery can be lined up inside the slot. There's only a tiny bit of wiggle room, so it should fit nice and snug. Reconnecting the battery is important. After that, it's time to reassemble everything and play some games. If only the customer had dropped off Joy-Cons, this would have been a lot more fun. Thanks a ton for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, throw me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, a sub to the channel means a lot. Questions or comments go below, and I read every single one. See you next time.